It's Friday night. How are you all? We are here with our coach's rant as I walk along somewhat in the dark, but don't worry, it is quite a well-lit street. My safety is definitely assured. So we are here today because we have our coach's rant. It's Friday night, set you up for the weekend. What are we talking about? Height. We're here to have a little rant about height today. So we started this conversation. We did a podcast with Rebecca from Wandering in Heels. She is an editor, and we talked about a whole bunch of stuff. That podcast is coming out soon, so keep an eye out for that one. But we spoke about a whole bunch of stuff, one of which was height and how men are dealing with that with online dating, and like, is it important to us? Is it not important to us, women? Or actually even, is it important to men? So there's a whole dynamic around height at the moment, and so that's what we are really here to talk about. We're just waiting for Mary to jump on. There she is, perfectly timed as always. Oh, look at the happy birthday bunting in the background. Also, if you don't know, it was Mary's birthday recently. Happy birthday! Awesome. All right, so I've said we're here to talk about height.
Oh my gosh, please do not get me started on height. I can rap for hours.
Please get started on it. Sorry about that.
What happened?
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, so I have a real thing about height, not just because of it being like I'm tall and I have like requirements about height, but just because it's a thing for everybody. And it's like, when you're like men, you can't be shorter than 6 foot. And then when you're a tall woman, men are like, you're tall. Yeah. And I'm just like, what is this thing? Like, why has it become a thing in dating about height? How does your height equal whether you're a great, fabulous person or no? Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I'm over here being super quiet because for a long time I was a heightist.
You're part of the problem.
Exactly. I was part of the problem. And you know what I thought? I was like, it's just what I like. I'm not going to apologize.
But look, the thing is that what's the reason why it gets, look, can you hear? I'm like, I'm ranting. I'm so ranty about it. It's the fact that like it becomes this thing. It's like, well, actually, it's, yeah, like you're like, well, actually, it's just my choice, and that's just what I like. But actually, it kind of becomes a thing. Like even the other day, you were sharing with me that you were chatting to this guy, and you asked him how tall he was, or he asked you how tall you were.
He asked me because I've learnt my lesson.
See, I'm telling your story because I'm so ranty. So he asked Sarah, how tall are you? She says, oh, I'm 5'7". He replies to her and says, oh, I'm only 5'10". Sorry. Why is he going to apologize to being 5'10"? Honestly, I can't. And the sort of story that I have, look at me, you can't stop me. I'm on a roll.
Go, babe, go.
I'm 5'11", right? So of course I would like my men to be over 6 foot, but I was just like, it's just not a real thing for me. And I was just interested to get to know people. I did not put my height on my profile, and I don't ask the question, how tall are you?
Okay, what if dude is shorter than you?
But I would deal with it. Like, have you not seen how many tall women there are in the world with a guy that's shorter than her? As long as he was a man enough to let me wear my heels and my boots, I'm cool with it.
Right. Okay. All right. So because I know that you've had a situation in the past where dude was like, you're tall.
I'm trying
to that was like but I'm just saying, like, and 5'11". Look, so here's the thing. So I googled the other week the average UK height. Now my assumption is it's the average white male in the UK. 5'9".
Wow.
Average woman 5'3". So I'm above average. You're well above average. We knew that anyways in terms of just life in general. But I'm thinking 5'9" is the average. And then people have the audacity to be like, you've got to be a minimum of 6 foot. So not only do you have to be well above average to even get a look in, you've got to be massively above average to be like, yeah, you're worth the time.
Right?
What is that?
So this is what I'm saying. So like literally, so like, let's just take an average woman is what did you say it was 5'3"?
5'3".
Right, so an average woman is 5'3", and here she is swipey, swipey, swipe. There's a guy who's 5'11", 5'10". No, you're under 6 foot. Next. Girl, that is tall enough. Look at me telling her.
What do you reckon it's about? I'm just thinking, because for me, it's about, I want a guy who makes me feel protected, who makes me feel like a little bit small. Now, if you remember, I changed my heightest ways when I literally slammed into a man and thought, oh, you're it. And then I didn't even know that he was the same height as me. And in my head, he was 10 feet tall. And so I was like, actually, it doesn't really matter. What was I going with that? But, so for me, it's about feeling protected. What do you actually think this is about? For girls who are 5'3", looking for dudes who are 6'5", WTF?
But you know what? I just wonder whether it's just like a standard we've got in the world, like that, like you say, like that the man in his man role needs to be the protector, and therefore even he thinks he should be taller than his woman. Like with you, like that guy, 5'7" to 5'10". I mean, all right, but he's still going to be a couple of inches taller than you. She's running, All Star. She's running.
Can you imagine if I got run over on an Instagram Live?
Might go viral, so maybe give it a go.
Oh, come on now. Okay, all right. But here's the thing, though. Like, it doesn't have to be height that makes him manly. Like, I'm sure that you told me that dude was actually probably a little bit shorter than me. I was talking to someone recently. He told me he was my height, but I'm sure he's shorter than me. But there's still the grrr there.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be about height, right?
Yeah, and also look, so the bit that when I'm ranting about it is I don't like how people are about it. Like their clothes, it's like bam.
Yeah.
No. So like that guy when I turned up, he was like, "Wow, you are tall," and then was like finger in my face. You should have put that on the profile. Why haven't you told me? And I was like, "Oh, height's not that important to me. Like, is it important to you?" "Yes, it's important to me." And I said, "Well, you could have asked me a question." So it's not.
I think the funniest part about that story was that he still wanted to have a date. Like, why can't I be yell at me? I'm not okay enough, and you still want to go out? Nah, man.
No. What you going for? Because you've been yelling at me? I haven't been yelling at you.
Anyway, so it doesn't really matter what it's about. It's just that people are closed. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, this is the bit that I'm ranting about, right? Is that people are closed and they get really passionate about it. So I'm like, think of all the great guys that you're missing out on if you're 5'3" or 5'7", and you're like, no, it's a max for 6 foot.
Yeah.
Well, all of these amazing, great guys. And if you think about when you're out and about, you know, meeting someone serendipitously, you know, like you said, height wouldn't be a thing because it's their personality and it is their manliness or how they show up that they're a protector.
Yeah.
Rather than just like, oh, it's your height that's a determinant. So for me, my rant is like, look, guys, yeah, we all have this idea about how tall our man's going to be, or even guys, like how short your girl is going to be. Because even I've seen it, like, go to profiles, he's like, oh, because obviously I was like looking at, oh, you know, like, or over 5'8", not a par. I was like, what
is it? Dang. I've definitely had dudes like compliment me on my height, like, that's a good height, and I'm like, thanks. It's not like I could do anything about it, you know. Like when I was playing basketball, I was too short. I was desperate to be 6+, you know. Like I'm like, thank you. But equally, where was I going to go with that one? I've definitely had guys that I'm sure were turned off by that I was 5'7", and I'm like, I'm not that tall. Like, what's up? But yeah, you know.
Same with the 5'11", because I think it's like you said. I think it's that dynamic of, you know, they were able to feel like that protector, and it's cool. I really get that there are some people who are like this is a must for me. That actually want a guy who's taller than me, and that's cool. And I really want a girl that's shorter than me. Like I'm not saying that's a bad thing. What I'm saying is, well, none of it's bad. I'm just saying we could be a little bit more great about this height thing, so that guys aren't having to apologize for only being 5'10", and aren't having to turn up on a date being like, "Whoa, you're so tall."
Right, yeah. And you know, to be fair, like I thought I was being kind of kind in the way I'd say it, like, oh, thanks, but no thanks. Rah, that's just not, I mean, I might have wrapped that up pretty, but that was not, you know, that was judgmental is what that was. And I just would have said that to a lot of boys, a lot. And that's potentially a lot of boys that, you know, I miss out on.
Yeah.
Judgements.
But the thing is that you did miss out on them.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they were great, is what I'm saying. I mean, they could have been not great. But I didn't know that either way. I didn't know that either way because the judgment was there.
Yeah. So my invitation, right? So like you can hear how I've calmed down about my rant. So my invitation to the All-Stars is like, have a check-in about where's this height thing coming from? And even if you're like another guy who's taller than me, just consider, well, what if if I've got a limit of 6 foot, what if I put it at 5'10"?
Yeah.
Or even 5'8", or whatever it is, and just do it in small increments, because you never know. And some of these things that you're putting specifics on, like height, could really be having you missing out on meeting your MVP.
Absolutely. Yeah, give it up. Get on it. Let's go. All right, my love. Until Sunday.
Sunday for Coach's Corner. Oh, we've got a good one for Coach's Corner on Sunday.
Yes, we do.
Are you going to give a sneak peek? Check us out on Sunday.
Gonna be good. Love you.